Okay, it's not the most comfortable subject to try and breach with comedy, being an antinatalist and thinking the overpopulation's a problem, but we're gonna give it a shot. You talk. I know. Again, I really picked a spot for this one, huh? Listen. There's 7.5 billion people on Earth right now. That's a lot, and that's just right now, and will perish. I know, the laughs are coming. But all I can think about is like, listen, I worked in warehouses, all right? I just look at that logistically, I'm like, that's a storage issue. And I just think at this point, at where we're at as a society, I think it's arrogant and irresponsible to be letting cemeteries and golf courses be two separate things. That's just, we gotta be realistic. That's an ignorant use of real estate at this point. Neither of those groups of people need that much acreage. You don't, if you're dead, you need none. You need zero land. If you're dead, you don't need any. Just cremation in the wind, that's you need. You don't need like, what about the box? What for me to turn into nougat into? You don't need it. Look at how many people are in cemeteries versus how many visitors are at a cemetery at any given time. That's a bad economic model. That's not going well. You don't need it. No, but where's your great-grandparents buried? You don't know. If they're white, they were racist, so they're out there. The only person who knows where they're buried is the guy from whichever country who's there doing the landscaping. So I love that irony that your old white racist relatives are now job creators for immigrants. It's the only person who knows where Nana is, and they're hitting her headstone hard with the weed whacker, too. Myrtle's looking like Nerda at this point. You don't need that much. And we put fences up around cemeteries. Because God forbid homeless people want to sleep somewhere. No, we better keep them right on the sidewalk. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. This is for eternal rest. You just look like you're trying to nod off somewhere. So, I think there's a Chick-fil-A downtown. You could do that. So you go on a Sunday, you could stay there all day. They're closed. And by rights, you should be able to stay all week. They're real Christians, so they should be able to just hook you up, put their money where their mouth is. And if you golf, listen, I get that golf is like it's a hobby, but you don't need all that land. We live in a virtual world right now. You can play on any golf course in the world. You don't have to settle for your shitty 3-par community course. I want to play Pebble Beach today. You got a screen in your garage, you got a real ball, real club, and you could hit that ball at Pebble Beach. You have that capabilities. You don't need all that land. Also, that's boring and intimidating if you want new fans. All that acreage, that fairway, nobody cares about that part. That's boring. People only even stop on TV when they're on the green. That's when they stop. Oh, this is fun. Now it's a tight game. We already have that. It's called miniature golf. We have that. It fits right in the city. It uses reclaimed water and AstroTurf. It's environmentally friendly and it's welcoming. Low barrier to entry, financially, economic. It's good for it. Just that whole part, the fairway, the drive, nobody gives a shit about that part. It's a drag and you're losing viewership. That's if you like NASCAR, but NASCAR also includes the driver leaving his house and then just get in his regular car and then just sitting on the highway to then do the race. You're like, this is unnecessary. I don't know why. I didn't need to watch this at all. I'll flip around channels on this. I mean, if you want to keep both, you can make them one thing fairly easily. All right, it's a little bit tactless, but we got to think outside the box for the future. You pull the headstones up, all right, poltergeist style. But then you put all the names on a very tasteful plaque at the tee so you can pay your respects to who you're going to play through. Or leave the headstones up, wildly more inventive sport. You're making money hand over fist. Hey man, you like golf? I don't know, it's all right. What about pinball? Okay. Shit, man, I thought I sliced it on that dog leg, but then Pup came through and knocked me right back out of the green. Here's my whole wallet. I'm gonna be here every weekend.